Welcome to Flamp Flamp Sports. My name is Richard Harris, and let's talk sports. Welcome to Flamp Flamp Sports. My name is Richard Harris. Tonight in boxing, the obvious happened. I think anyone who knows anything about the sport said that Amir Khan would be able to penetrate Canelos' defense with his speed, with his hands, but he just doesn't have the punch to knock him out. And that he would get caught with a shot that would change the fight, and Canelo would emerge victorious. In fact, I was so blunt about it. I told someone Friday that Canelo and Khan would be fighting 5 rounds. Khan would be winning the fight after the 5th round and would get knocked out in the 6th or 7th round. In fact, I spoke to a gentleman, his name is Owen, and I told him that exact phrase, that Khan would be ahead in the fight through 5 rounds, and then either the 6th or the 7th round, Canelo would connect and drop him and end the fight. And it happened. Now, I'm not saying this blog, this rant, to pat myself on the back. No. I'm saying it to once again reiterate what I have been saying forever. And that Floyd Mayweather is the most underappreciated champion in the past 25 years. Because of the simple fact that the only person to smack Canelo's big red head around for 12 rounds was Floyd Mayweather. But he gets no credit, no love, no respect in terms of how great a fighter he truly is. And Floyd should stay retired and let his legend grow, because of these guys who are fighting now are saying that they would beat him, or that he runs and that he doesn't fight and he doesn't do this and he doesn't do that. Well, guess what Floyd Mayweather does? He wins 49 straight times. And if it's upsetting to people because he isn't fighting like Julio Cesar Chavez or Duran or even Ray Leonard or any other fighters that are active fighters, then tough. Because at the end of the day, when Michael Buffer gets on the microphone and says, and they go to the judge's card, Judge Bill Smith scores it, Mayweather 119 to 109. Judge Sandy Smith scores it, Mayweather 120 to 108. And Fred Smith scores it 118 to 110, and still no champion. It upsets so many people. And it shouldn't. Because you're watching supposedly boxing at its highest level right now. Boxing is so desperate to take the MMA off the mainstream. And the reality is, it can't. Because there are no good American fighters. The best fighters right now in the world are either Mexican or Russian. And there are no fighters who are doing things in boxing that we've never seen before. And basically the balance of power in boxing continues to be European and Mexican. And though, yes, the Mexican fan base will buy fight after fight after fight after fight, Americans are not doing it anymore. I mean, it's so bad that the Buffalo Wild Wings in my area didn't even show the fight tonight. for some stupid reason, they chose to show the John Bone Jones return fight of 2 weeks ago, which was a yawner. And now Canelo would have gotten a big crowd because obviously L.A. and Mexico, Golovkin gets big crowds because Golovkin has made California his American home. It's cray-cray that Buffalo Wild Wings won't show boxing, but they'll show the MMA nonsense. And it was a bad fight. But my point simply is, we need an American superstar again. Andre Ward is hiding. He's not going to fight Kovalev for a while. The super fight that people want to see of Canelo versus Golovkin, that might be a great fight, but that's not involving Americans. That's involving a Russian and a Mexican. And that fight's never going to be made because, as Teddy Atlas correctly said tonight, Alvarez is just going to keep making money. Because no matter where he fights, unless the Mexican public is like, yo, go fight this dude, he called him out in the ring tonight. He said, Golovkin, come in the ring. I want to fight you. I'll fight you right now. That was posturing. Fight's never going to happen. Golovkin's going to fight somebody else. Sergey Kovalev should be fighting Andre Ward next. Now, people might say, well, there's a genius to why these guys don't fight each other. And the genius simply is they're making money fighting others, number one. And number two, if they fought each other and the fights are terrible, it could kill the sport because there's nothing coming to make the sport better. And that's the sad part. And here's the funniest part to me about it, too. MMA, they don't have any new superstars. If McGregor doesn't fight, if Silva doesn't fight, if Jones doesn't fight, that's all they party out there. That's all they put out there. The same 3 big names. Rousey, 4 big names. To keep their sport alive. And maybe the boxing heads of WBC and WBA and the IBF and WBO want to keep doing the same thing in their sport too. They don't want to put the big fights out there because they don't want their sport to be devastated as it was after Pacquiao Mayweather. They got the fight that they wanted, and it was a horrible fight. But I'm going to go back to my homage to Floyd. Boxing is a game, is a sport where you're not supposed to get hit. You're not supposed to stand there toe-to-toe with somebody and fight. It's a sport to not be hit and win. Score points. Knock somebody out if you can. And the criticism and the negativity surrounding Floyd Mayweather because of his outside of the ring behavior is ludicrous. This rumor of him fighting McGregor for $1 billion would be a joke because if it was a boxing match, he would pepper McGregor's face up. McGregor wouldn't, ever go down, and then McGregor would probably try to roundhouse kick him to get disqualified, just to say he knocked him out with his feet. I feel bad for Amir Khan because Amir Khan was on the path to being the guy. And then he got knocked out. And people discovered he's got a paper chin. And as Teddy Atlas said the other day, yeah, he put on some muscle, but it's not going to make your chin any stronger. It might make it a bigger target. And tonight, in the 6th round, he left his face completely exposed and got mollywopped. The only fight really worth seeing, in all seriousness, would be a Golovkin versus Mayweather fight because of the fact that we haven't seen it before. And we know that Golovkin would make him fight because Golovkin would just try to ambush him the whole fight. He would just crowd him and, make him fight. But they thought the same thing about Canelo Alvarez. They said Canelo, when he fought Floyd, he would crowd him, he would make him fight, and he would catch him with one of his rights or lefts and knock him out. And instead, as Canelo's manager said, that basically Floyd beat him like a piñata. Just used his head as a big punching piñata. And I just can't believe that he doesn't get any love. You just take a moment and just be like, you know what? He's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good to do what he did to Canelo for 12 rounds. And I've seen Canelo fight Cotto. I've seen Canelo fight Khan. I've seen Canelo fight his last 6-7 fights. And I ain't never seen nobody beat him the way that Floyd beat him. Maybe that's why he's 47-1-1. So now we wait to see if we're going to see the super fight that people want to see. Or will Canelo make it happen next year? Or Golovkin not want to fight it until next year? There's only 2 fights in boxing that people want to see. There's actually 3, if you want to be honest. I want to see Bones Jones fight Anderson Silva, which probably will never happen, I guess because they're good friends or something. I want to see, of course, Kovalev versus Ward. And I want to see, obviously, Golovkin versus Alvarez. If we can get those 3 things to happen in the next 24 months, before I turn 50, I'll be one happy man. But that's just one man's opinion. Give Floyd some respect, folks. I know a lot of people don't like him for what he did, and he paid his debt to society. He's cocky. He shows off his money. He walks around carrying all kinds of cash like he's Teflon. I can understand your frustration. But when he's in that ring, he's the best at what he does. Bar none. I saw Chocolito fight. Chocolito's good too. But he ain't no Floyd. So Floyd, stay retired. Let your legend grow as all these guys who you beat up are now beating each other up. And stay on top of the world.